Is this an invasion?
Listen, these counties are dealing with something that's completely unprecedented. Remember this, it was just 2 years ago we had the lowest number of people coming across the border and apprehensions under President Trump, and then President Biden took over and eliminated all of the policies that President Trump put in place, and it has led to this unprecedented, overwhelming number of people coming across the border.
Yes. The never-ending sob story that the true victims of this country are actually white Republicans who just can't catch a break from immigrants who are seeking work and relative safety by coming to the US. Greg Abbott there, the Texas governor who 4 months ago was pushing the popular racist narrative on Fox News that Black and brown Latinos are invading the southern border, likely as a way to garner more votes just before the midterms. Spoiler, it worked. He won 54% of the votes over Beto's 43%. Sorry, Beto. Sigue pa'lante. Just 1 week after Election Day, Congressman Troy Nehls tweeted that Abbott officially declared it an invasion. Don't know who Troy is? He just won a seat in the House in the midterms as well. Shocker. So, what does this so-called declaration mean? I was hella confused too, but according to Fox News, it's an actual legal thing and basically means he's about to get a lot more aggressive in how he's dealing with the human beings who are seeking asylum in the States. Abbott announced via social media last Tuesday, I invoked the invasion clauses of the US and Texas constitutions to fully authorize Texas to take unprecedented measures to defend our state against an invasion. And on November 16th, he tweeted that he had sent Biden a letter explaining the decision, adding Texas is prioritizing repelling and returning immigrants who enter illegally. That prompted one of the Democratic mayors in the state to fire and clap back, saying this.
Yeah, by the way, I disagree with the governor regarding the immigration as invasion trope, because this type of rhetoric has resulted in discriminatory immigration policies throughout American history. So no, now it is a humanitarian crisis, and we have to call it for what it is. It is a crisis, there's no doubt. And we must address it from, of course, Washington, D.C. having the answers.
That was the Rio Grande City Mayor, Joel Villarreal, calling out Abbott and other Republicans who have used the invasion rhetoric, arguing that such language can lead to discriminatory immigration policies. Because duh. But Abbott does not give two Fs apparently, because the governor included a list of intended actions he claims are covered by the clause, including the activation of the National Guard and the Texas Department of Public Safety personnel to safeguard the border and turn back would-be immigrants from illegally crossing the border. The governor went on to claim that he will be deploying gunboats for defense of the southern border and will designate Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. I mean, the man is going all the way. His favorite tactic is actually borrowed from, get this, the Jim Crow era, sending migrants in buses from the South to northern states with no plan, no support, and no resources. The same day he made the declaration, he posted on Twitter that he had already sent the first bus of migrants to Philadelphia, claiming Texas will continue doing more than any state in history to secure our border, including adding more sanctuary cities as drop-off locations for our bus strategy. And video of the buses arriving in Philadelphia started surfacing on November 16th.
Familias que tienen los niños que vinieron a cumplir ese sueño americano, ahora llegando hacia alguna ciudad.
Yeah, discriminatory immigration policies on fleek, y'all. Republicans are constantly excusing these tactics and language as a way to deter migrants from crossing illegally, but clearly that does not work. Migrants are not crossing the border because it's a real-life Mario game. It is literal life or death for many of these migrants most of the time, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to find relative safety and better financial opportunities in order to change the trajectory of their lives. And if the US made the citizenship process easier and more affordable, we largely would not be having most of these issues. In 2020, USA Today reported that the rates for applying for citizenship had increased by 80% to just over $100. And that for the first time ever, asylum seekers would also have to pay a fee. Low income migrants used to have those fees waived, but now that has been completely eliminated, which just makes the naturalization process that much harder and completely unattainable for people who are already struggling in their home countries. The household income in Latin American countries is drastically lower than in the United States. Often, it's less than half the median income in the US.
All of these Republican delegations that are coming to the border, what is unsettling to me is the way they use the border as a prop. All of that moves us further away from a real dialogue and real conversations. We've got to focus on solutions, or we're going to have this conversation every single year.
Congresswoman Veronica Escobar really nailed it there, explaining to PBS last year that the issue isn't the southern border, it's what's happening below the border that needs to be addressed. Republicans like Greg Abbott don't want to find solutions, it seems. They want to use non-white migrants as talking points for their own political gain and basically ruin lives in the process. And to me, it seems like he knows exactly what he's doing, taking a note from the ever racist Great Replacement theory and enacting historically cruel tactics like from the Jim Crow era strategies in order to get what he wants politically. And do I really need to spell out what that is for you? You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Constanza Eliana for Rebel HQ.